How often do you find yourself in a hurry? Or better yet, do you ever have time you're not in a hurry? Hurry seems to be an epidemic. Everybody is always in a rush. There's just lots to do. But sometimes that's self imposed. We've done that to ourselves. Part of it is in this day of social media, we spend lots of time scrolling Instagram or Facebook, or we um, are spending a lot of time on news because we can get news all the time, or sports information, making sure we're up to date with all of our teams, or in this day and age, um, people want us to respond immediately to email and get answers or text messages. And we're constantly in that cycle of things, and it chews into our time that we really maybe had intended to give to something else. And now we still need to do those other things, or we want to do those things, other things, but instead of having perhaps a leisurely hour to accomplish it, now you have less than 30 minutes to do it, but it's a 44-minute project. Sound familiar? That happens to many of us. We often deal with that struggle in this day and age of hurry. In learning to live like the speed of Jesus, I'm preaching a series of sermons about the problem that we have because of hurry, and then the solutions we are trying to find in this day and time of what keeps us from being in a hurry. The first solution I offer to you is silence and solitude. Now, to be honest, those are two things most of us don't like. They're not things we're often trying to get and find and be a part of. So that's not normal for us. We're trying to we don't tend to like that. Even most introverts only want so much of silence and solitude, and then they at least want some people around. And so it's not normal for us. But if we're going to follow Jesus, then silence and solitude will become part of our lives. Uh, and the reason for that is it was a part of the life of Jesus. If you read through the Gospels, which give us the life of Jesus, we find many times the Gospel writers talking about that Jesus went out to a place to pray. We certainly find his temptations when he was in the desert alone for 40 days. So we see Jesus doing that, but throughout the ministry phase of Jesus's life, we find him consistently going away or sending everybody else away so that he could have some silence and solitude. What Jesus is modeling for us is that we all need the same. That's a part of who we are. Even if you're a major extrovert and really love to be around people, like I do, you are better off if you spend some time in solitude and in silence, so that your life can be focused on the Lord. There can be some calmness to you, and you learn to live at the speed of Jesus. The speed of Jesus is different than the speed of life many of us know in modern America. And it's a healthier, better speed of life, which we can live fully with Jesus. And so he invites us to that. But the model of his life shows us important to that is times of silence and solitude. Now, I think oftentimes when we think of that, we think, oh, it's this big long stretch of time. Not necessarily. Many of us can't do that. We have to be involved with people because we have to go to work. We have families. We live with other people. So I want to encourage you to find small moments for some silence and solitude. Some of that could be early, first thing in the morning, and that could even be if multiple people in your household are up, but everybody's kind of in their spot, and you can have a little bit of time. Maybe in that silence and solitude, you pray and you read your Bible, and maybe you enjoy that first cup of coffee of the day or a cup of hot tea before you rush into your day. And I would advise you, don't pick up your cell phone. That's probably going to interrupt your silence and your solitude. Just spend some time alone for a few minutes. Maybe it's at the end of the day, you would do the same thing. You turn the TV off, but before you head to bed, you carve out some time. Maybe that would fit for you. Maybe it's one day a week you take your lunch at work to the park, and there could be other people around, but basically you're by yourself. Carve out some of those small times. I think sometimes people think, "Oh, I gotta have a whole day of silence and solitude," and you've never even carved out 30 minutes for silence and solitude. What are you going to do with a whole day? Take it in bite sizes, small elements of silence and solitude, and enjoy that and appreciate that, and perhaps build on that over time. But all of us need some of that. Here's what I think you will find happening. Jesus did that and kept going back to the people. He would do that and go back to the people. And as he did that, he was able to thoroughly enjoy the people, minister to the people, care for the people. He was better with people because he had time of silence and solitude. And that's what all of us need as well. So I encourage you to begin to carve out some time for silence and solitude. If you'd like to interact with that more, you can leave a comment below this video, and I'll be glad to interact with you about that as well. But I hope that you'll do, and you can not have as much hurry in your life and live at the speed of Jesus.